Andres, you
Yes, ma'am.
are up. You have a room full of people. You can't see them, so you're going to have to just talk to your screen, okay?
Sure. Not a
So
problem.
I tell you what I'm going to do. Actually, no, I'm gonna let the video, and you'll just have to talk to me. How's that? Sorry about
Perfect.
that. Okay, it's better than talking to a blank screen, isn't it? Okay, so Andres, so these are principals and district supervisors, and then Denton is in here. Denton is he's worked very closely with Pierre and Amelia as
Mhm.
we made this transition as well. So he's here. You can't see him. All right, so you have the floor, Andres. So go for it.
Perfect. So on my screen right now, I just went to oops, thrillshare.com. Um, if y'all are following along on like a laptop or anything like that, y'all can go to Thrillshare. For any folks that haven't logged in yet, we'll click sign in, and then you can either log in with Google or Microsoft, whichever your school uses to back your school email. Your accounts should be set up. I'm not 100% sure. Pierre, he was working with this and he had to kind of quickly leave the office. And so he asked me if I could take the meeting. And so if you do not have an account yet, go ahead and throw it in the chat. You can either log in with Google or Microsoft, like I said, whatever your school email is backed with. When you do that, you'll just sign in with your school credentials. So your email, and then your password for your email, your Gmail, pardon me.
Okay, Andres, so they're all in
Yes,
the
ma'am.
room, but they're not logged onto the webinar. Like they're on their
Okay.
computers going with
Got
you,
it.
but they're not actually in
Right.
the Zoom room. So if it's okay with you, then what we could do is if they don't have that email, they can let Denton know right here, and he will set them up because he did them last night. So
Perfect.
so is there anybody that can't log in or doesn't have that email that needs it? Kudos to Denton for getting everybody going last night. All right, then you get to keep going, Andres.
I definitely knew that not everyone was in the Zoom chat, so that was my mistake.
That's okay.
Yeah, so if if that doesn't work, you can also you might have an email in your school email from Thrillshare that'll pretty much navigate you to create a password. And so it's one or the other. Typically, we just go sign in with Google. But if you do have an email from Thrillshare, you can go ahead and follow the steps to create that password. So I'm already logged in on this other tab. Whenever you do log in, you'll come to this landing screen. This is has a few resources I just want to quickly point out. Um, our support chat, we work really hard, to constantly provide, quick service. So if you ever have any questions, feel free to start a chat right there. You also see there's this little button in the bottom right. You can click into that. We have people manning our support table 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. My shift is Monday morning and Tuesday afternoon. And so if y'all ever pop in around then, you might be able to talk to me. But, we work really hard to make sure we're getting quick responses out. So I'll send a quick message. Say hi to the admin of Henry County. Let's see, Sarah, she's been here for a while. She's really great. I go to her for a lot of questions. Danny, he's in our tech ops teams, super smart guy. Same thing with Richard. I bet Richard is leading the table actually right now. We try to keep response times around 30 seconds. If it gets to a minute, Richard, who's leading the table right now, would probably say, "Hey, let's go. Let's help them out." So all real people, working that. I'm gonna say, thanks, y'all. You can also send an email that'll go to our support table as well, or you can give us a call if that would be easier. That will also call our support table. If you're a go-getter, do-it-yourself kind of person, We have some helpful articles here as well that kind of go through the different topics within ThrillShare. And we'll talk about some of these here as well. I always say it like, Pierre, he's working with your school district. If he doesn't get back to you within a minute, the support table will. And so if you need, immediate support, hop into that chat. Now, depending on the permissions that we have set up for users, this might look a little bit different depending on, who you are at the district. But I'm going to kind of go through the different elements of ThrillShare, where you'll be spending most of your time. So real fast, I'm actually going to pull up the website as well. So under the media tab, these are all elements that are going to be present on the website, but then also your app for the district as well. The first one here is live feed. These are going to be quick little messages that go out, post to the website. On your website, they show up right here. So in the live
go back
feed,
to that for just a minute, Andres, if you don't mind.
Sure.
So that's the live feed, just quick little pictures and quick little phrases, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. And the way that I like to describe it, we have two sections that'll post to the website. We have the live feed and we have the news section. They're right next to each other in ThrillShare. The live feed, I like to describe quick, kind of like a tweet, short information, reminders, or, just giving a little update. You'll click in here, you'll click live feed. This will post to the website. If we want to post to Facebook and Twitter, which I always recommend posting, if we're going to be posting to Facebook, let's go ahead and throw it on the website as well, and vice versa. We can upload up to 10 images. If you have them saved to your computer, you can just drag and drop them. Whenever we do, let's see if I have any images saved right now. I'm working on a lot of stuff. I have a bunch of screenshots. That's just a color. We'll give it an alt text. So this is a bad example, but green. Yeah, this is a bad example, but we want to give it an alt text that describes the image. So the kind of reference that I always give is, imagine you're blind. Does your alt text description tell you what the image is? If the answer is yes, perfect. If it's no, we can try to put a little more information in there.
Now, if you would stop right there for just a minute, because there's a requirement that your website be ADA accessible. So the whole purpose when you name a photograph is so that if someone who had limited visual capacity could actually know what that is and have interaction with your website. So that's actually a federal thing, right, Susan?
Yes.
Okay. So think about when you're saving your images, don't do Tuesday image 3 or something like that. You actually want to say spring cookout 23 or something like that. So that that's actually, they do all of that for us. But if you add stuff, then it's not necessarily going to be ADA compliant unless you make it ADA compliant. So yeah. So
yeah, and you don't have to, like, this one is a really simple one. This is just, a blank picture that says job opening. So I put animated briefcase with the caption job openings. Pretty simple. We've worked with some folks who every single one of their, I went through a website, every single one of their image had the caption. It was either the number 1 or just pick. And so that took a while to go through and make sure that we get all of that compliant. But it's really for screen readers, so that it's accessible for all users. So we can add that alt text, then we'll be able to save it to the post. We can tap out our message here. If we're posting to Twitter, they have that character limit. I believe Twitter is 180 or is it 240? But Twitter has the character limit. If we go past that character limit, it'll alert us that it won't be going to Twitter because it's too long. So Similar with Instagram, we don't have it right now, but if we do connect in Instagram, we have to include a photo because that's kind of Instagram's shtick. So we can select those. This will post to the website. You can select who you're posting as. So right now, you'll notice at the top of my screen, I'm logged in as an Aptigee admin, but I also have another profile created, and I can show y'all how to do that. So that I can post as the district should I ever need to go in and post something for y'all. But you'll see I can also post as the chess club. You can create multiple profiles if you want to change that. And then you're also able to publish to multiple schools. This might look different depending on where you're at the district. We can hit publish, it'll go straight to the website, or we can hit schedule. Pretty straightforward. Pick a date and time. I'm gonna do this for tomorrow, 11:15. I'll schedule that. Test. I'll schedule that. Whenever we do that, you're able to click into scheduled posts and edit those if need be. So say, you know what, I don't want to post to Twitter, I can remove that still. And oops, I misspelled test right there. Go in and edit and schedule that back out. I'm gonna go ahead and delete that just because we don't want that going out.
Andres, before you go on, also that Twitter and Facebook, you actually, and Instagram too, they have to set that up so that it talks to the Facebook and the Instagram and the Twitter accounts at their school level. So can you kind of show, so I did it for the district level, but they will have to do it. Can you kind of stop and show them what that setup looks like?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So if y'all see the settings tab right here under media, we would click into there. There's a tab right there for social media. Click into there, and then you would be able to set up an account. So I can click on a different school that doesn't have one set up. Let's see, just for an example. Media settings, social media, right? We don't have these connected. It's as simple as going in. It'll navigate you to Facebook from here. And then you'll just log in with your credentials. So with Facebook and Instagram, important thing to note, they have to be business pages. So when you actually connect to Facebook, if you're an admin on that business page for your school, you'll log in with your personal credentials to Facebook if, that's the account that is an admin on the business page. And if y'all have any questions about that, it can get kind of confusing, and Instagram and Facebook, because they're linked under the same company, they will also have to be connected, these two accounts. So if y'all need help with that, feel free to pop into the chat, give us a call if you're having issues logging in. Twitter, they're not in the same company, pretty straightforward, same sort of deal. You'll just click on that and log in with your credentials. I want to pop back real quick to the live feed. On any posts that already go out, we can still go in there and edit. So say we notice a typo, we can go in, make changes, upload more photos, remove a photo, and then hit publish, and it'll go live on the website. That'll be the same as well for, it will not be the same. So for Facebook and Instagram, we have been seeing some issues where sometimes it does not publish and edit the Facebook post. So keep an eye out on that if, we know that we're posting to multiple accounts.
I haven't had that problem. What's that? I have it that it's not posting to Facebook when I do it. When I do it on the app, it goes right to Facebook and Twitter and everything. But I don't have an Instagram tied to it, so that maybe that's the
right. So I was saying if we edit a post, we've had some issues in the past where it won't edit it on Facebook as well. So not creating and sending it out, just editing after it's already published. But if that happens, just let us know, and we can look into it, because it is kind of case by case. I'm gonna move into the news. News really similar in terms of content. We would just or kind of process. We'd add new, and then you would just fill out the different sections. The news allows you to do a little more editing and formatting. And so the way I like to describe it is, or I guess the example I give is say there is a pep rally. We can post to the live feed, hey, don't forget about the basketball pep rally today at 4 p.m. And then we can maybe create a news post that says, today we had a pep rally celebrating the girls varsity team on winning the state championship. Here are the graduating seniors that we honored, something like that, just a little more information. And we do that because you have more options here. So we can hyperlink to a different website. We can add tables, YouTube videos, images, and we can actually build out an actual story. What's really great about this is we have a similar thing where we can create the author. So it could be the profile that, I'm logging in as. So right there, it's Apogee admin. But if you'd like, I can give it my own personal name. You can type that out. I really like that because we have clients who students use Thrillshare for, say, a yearbook or journalism class. And they can, put their name and go home and show their mom, hey, mom, check it out. I'm on the website. Nice moment back home. We can also post to Facebook and Twitter. Right here at the elementary school, we don't have them connected, but if we do, these would light up when you hover on them and you would be able to select them. And then same sort of process, you're able to publish it or schedule it out for the time you want. Same thing, any scheduled posts would show up here. You can go in and edit them, as well as you can drag and drop items here in the news. If you want something to show up at the top of the news section on the website. Are there any questions about those two sections? Solid.
That was pretty thorough.
Yeah, and those two are, relatively straightforward. I have, if you download the Thrillshare mobile app, which I can show you here in a minute, what it looks like. But if you download the Thrillshare mobile app, you can log in with the same credentials that you logged into Thrillshare here online. And you'll have the ability to post live feed and news straight from your phone.
It's a very handy tool.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to move into page building, just because there's kind of a lot of different, elements that we can go over. So in CMS v2, this is going to be everything specific to the website, right? So things that show up in here might not show up in the school app. It'll show up on the Thrillshare, the mobile site, but it won't show up in the app. So for example, these are all pages built out at the Henry Elementary School. The way I normally look at it, here we have a list of all of our pages, and here's our site menu. You'll see that we can drag and drop things as need be, and we can nest them under one another to show our site menu right here. So about HCSS, we created a header about HCSS. And we can nest all of these things underneath. Whenever we're building pages, I'm going to go ahead and go into, let's say, our guidance page. When you're looking at all the pages, there's this edit button right here. It's a pencil icon. You click that. You can go in and actually make changes. Like I said, there's a lot of different elements within page building that, in all honesty, back when I started working here, it really just takes some going in and playing around with to really see, what looks good on the website. And so we can add, different columns. This is a one column. So on the website, I'm going to find guidance. That's how it'll show up on the website. I could do a 2-column, a 3 or 4, or I can have a sidebar on the left or right side. And then there's all these content elements that we can add in. We can add in a headline, test. We can add in images. We can embed custom code. So if we want to put in a code block, we can do that. And then we would just type in our code there or copy and paste it or remove that. We can add in a gallery. This is going to include multiple images and as well as a slider that'll slide through all the images you upload. An accordion will shrink information, test, and then we can add in some text there as well. In the accordion, I'm going to make that dark. We can add another section, test 2, test 3. We can add in tables. We can add in buttons here. So that one you can link to an external site or internal. But yeah, like I said, a lot of different elements that you can play around with. Test. We can upload an image there. What's really great is if you click this eyeball button right here, you're able to view your progress as you're building out a page. So I can click on that and see how my changes look on the website. Like I said, it takes a little bit of playing around with if you haven't seen it at first. But you can go in there, play around with it, see what works for you. A lot of my job here, I deal with a lot of technical issues. So whenever a client, wants me to go in there and help build out some pages, I love it. It gives me an opportunity to be creative, which doesn't always happen here at work. And so if y'all ever need help with anything like that, you can reach out to Pierre, you can reach out to myself, the support desk, and we'd be glad to help. Real fast.
Andres, would you mind showing us? I know we got to get that page cleaned back up so that Henry Elementary counselor doesn't freak out when she sees those extra boxes on there. But would you show us? We have a bunch of Denton made us teacher pages for every teacher in the district. So I'd love to show the admin team what is there for the teacher and kind of what their interaction can be if they want to add more to it.
Sure. Yeah. As a matter of fact, there's this publish changes button at the top. If I do not click that, these changes will not be made. So I was getting rid of everything, but I can click out of that. It says I have some unsaved changes. I'm going to continue and I'll click back in there just to make sure it's not there anymore. Yeah, I saw some teacher pages down here. So I'm going to randomly choose Justin.
Actually, he already did his, so don't choose him. He was one of our test subjects.
Good on you, Justin. Yeah. Let's try Jenny.
There you go.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. So looks like we have, just the school logo right there. I saw on Justin that he uploaded a picture. What you can do for that is click that pencil icon. We have our alt text there, Henry County School logo, sweet. We'll just replace that, and then you can upload a picture each teacher if they want, or if they want to keep that logo. Make sure the alt text matches, and then you can write, a little bit something about yourself, your name, any background. And it looks like we have an accordion here with classroom library link, and all these different categories. What you can do, so say for Google Classroom, my Google Class. I can't spell today. Classroom. We can highlight that text and then up in here, hyperlink and google.com. I need the HTTPS /. Yeah. And just copy and paste the link that you have into Google Classroom. One thing
So
that I would
Andres,
do,
before you go on right there, they can do the same thing. So we've got the classroom library links. Maria, Felicia, I think they did those into a form for us that's posted on the website. So if they wanted to add that on their page as well, all they'd have to do is go to the district site, copy that link and plug it right into their teacher page. Same way, our syllabus for K-8, I believe, are on a link on the website. They could do the same thing. They're links, so all they would have to do is link to that and they could post it in here. But then they also can delete these boxes too, right, Andre? So even though we kind of pre-populated this as a starting place for teachers, they also have the ability to delete these sections if they don't need them, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So I'm going to add another one in there. You'll see you have the accordion. That is this entire element. But then there's also a little header right there for accordion panel. You would just hit the trash can button right there. Confirm that. Oops, I deleted the wrong one. I'm going to undo.
Let's ask him that. Andres, we had a really good question. So when a teacher logs in, so let's say that Jenny Carroll logs in, they're not going to see the district and they're not going to see, what will they see? Can you show us like what a teacher would see if they have just teacher access?
Yeah. I can go in there and log in as a teacher. But essentially what they would see, depending on how their account is set up with the proper permissions and everything, typically for a teacher, they would only see the school that they're at. So for Jenny, she would log in and she wouldn't have this drop down to select from another school. She would only see Henrietta Elementary. She would still come to this landing screen right here. But instead, she would only see the things that she has access to. So say we gave her access to live feed and news, she can go in there and make those changes. If she doesn't have access to anything in media, then she wouldn't see this at all. She would only see CMSB2, and she would only see the pages that we've given her access to. So if the only page that we give access to is her teacher page, under pages, the only one that would show up would be this one right here. Now, if we want Jenny to, have the ability to edit more pages, we can certainly do that. And that'll be as an admin at the school, you would go into page permissions. I think currently, yeah. I'm going to pop into settings real fast. Under the settings tab in CMSB2, we don't spend a ton of time in here. I'm going to look at pages. So we have them restricted by default. That's good. Under page permissions, we would say, let's see. It's a restricted page. We would add users. And then whenever Jenny's account is created, she would pop up right there. We would click on her, add selected user, and now she would have access to edit that page. And we can do that for each teacher, only give them access to the pages that they need, if that makes sense. That's only going to be on pages that are restricted. We can add users in there. I'm imagining whenever we add teachers as users, we would set them up as moderated users, which mean anything that they post, right, is going to be viewed by someone else. They would have to be given access to a page in order to edit it. And if, say, we give them access to live feed and news, their live feed and news posts would need to be approved by someone else at the district first, either an administrator or someone that, we designate to give approval to. And those posts will actually show up under right here waiting for approval. Does that make sense, or does that answer the question?
I think that was good. I think that's what we needed. We just didn't want them to see all that mess that, that they don't have access to. It might be kind of confusing and overwhelming. I think we might have a question in the back. So if we do, I may project for them, Andres, if you can't hear her. Okay. Dr. Webb?
Sure.
So I have tried to link our Facebook page just while we've been sitting here. And I've posted a couple of things and it does not seem to be coming onto our live feed. Am I missing something, or does it take a while?
Gotcha. No, it should be pretty immediate. What school are you at?
She's at the Henry County High School. Are you hitting publish, Michelle? Okay.
And I changed something else and I saw the change immediately.
It does take a minute sometimes for things to upload, but it's not usually very long.
On mine, when I hover it says no Facebook account is connected.
Yeah, you have to connect your Facebook account. That won't have already been done by then because we don't have access to your Facebook account for your school. You have to do it. Yeah, it's going to tell you on the screen what to do. We don't have that access. And then the little chat up there is great.
Yeah, I can do some troubleshooting here just to see why it's not showing up on Facebook. Are you posting to this Facebook page right here? Or is it the Gear Up Tennessee?
Yeah, we're not really seeing it. Yeah, HCHS Gear Up. Is that what you're doing? No, she's doing to the main one.
Here, but I put it, the high school Facebook page is the main one.
Let's see my Facebook, sorry.
I think you lost the H. There it is.
This looks like a business page. I mean, I think everything looks on the surface to be correct. Yeah, we can definitely do some investigating and troubleshooting to see maybe what the issue is. Let me go back to live feed.
And if I need to do that later through the chat feature, I can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything seems to be functioning correctly, but like I said, Facebook and Instagram can get weird sometimes, and we say weird just because it's an external site, so it takes some collaboration between you and I to like make sure everything is set up correctly. But looking at this right here, this looks like a business page, so everything should be working correctly. I'm going to make a note of that. And
thanks for taking a look at that for us.
No problem. I didn't get your last name. Was it Dr. Webb? Was that who was that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me, just in terms of matter of time, let me look at this later this afternoon, and I'll shoot a message into our tech op team and see if they can get to the bottom of it right now.
That'd be
but yeah, I will reach back out to you.
Okay.
Any other
Thanks,
questions about? Yeah, no problem. Any other questions about the real share? There's a lot in here that we didn't really cover.
Yeah, will you show them how to connect their calendars? I may have already done it. I can't remember. But if you'll show them that, that'd be great.
Yeah. Under media in the settings, if you click right there, the last tab in the menu is calendar. You'll hit that. It looks like we do have a calendar synced. But if you needed to change that calendar for whatever reason, you'll hit
I
sync
think
calendar.
Grove is the one I think that doesn't, because they kind of set their calendar a little different on events. I think they're the only one.
There's no calendar. We don't have a calendar.
Okay, they're not seeing the calendars on their individual sites. They only see social media. Is that a setting that we need to fix on our end?
Yeah, that'll be a setting. What is the name of the person who's having difficulty?
Well, let's use Barry Baker at Henry School.
Just so I can go into their account and make sure that their permissions are all set up properly. I can actually show you all this for anyone who has user management. I'm not sure how they were set up if users have user management access, but this is how you would go in and edit users in ThrillShare. So in the user management tab, if you have access to that, I'm gonna look to see if
yeah, he was like right there at the top. Yeah.
Cool. Edit that. Media permissions, I'll edit that. Yeah. Right. So super admin have access to the settings, like the full settings bar. So they might need access for that. Other than that, they should be all fully set up. Other than that, but yeah, to add the full settings, that would be a super admin user role.
So
if you want, I can go ahead and make that change.
Denton and I will we'll have to dig down a little bit as to why principals don't have access to that calendar. But does super admin do to the whole district or just to their school though?
Just to their school. So if I click super admin here, you'll still see that they don't have any permissions to the district or other schools.
He's awesome. Denton's on it. He's fixing it right now as we go. So that's perfect.
Yeah, and really that is the only difference between super admin and admin is they're able to go in there and adjust settings. And both of these, the difference between admin and user is admin automatically have access to all pages. User and moderated users have to be given access to pages to edit them, unless those pages are fully accessible by default. And anytime they post to the live feed or news, it has to get approved first. Those are the kind of tiers. And as a matter of fact, you in our help articles, there's something that I used a lot when I first started here. Let's go into user management.
It would. Andres, what about alerts? Is there anything right there that you can talk to us? Unless you may not be finished. So if you're not finished, then.
No, yeah. Alerts is its own thing. So like typically whenever we train folks, we'll do, the training session that we just had, but then we'll have another specific one designated to only alerts.
Okay.
I would want to make sure. Yeah. So let me go to the district. And this could be a call that, a follow-up call that Pierre and you and anyone else who would need to be there meet about to make sure that looks like that is updating good. Basic rundown of alerts is every day we are syncing with your SIS. And so data is up to date every single day. We have our student data, we have attendance, staff data. And if we click in there, we can see the different fields that we get. That's in our data management tab. We build call lists off of those. So to create a call list, you would create a call list, you would select the source. I think right now we have it only set up to where the data goes to the district. And so this is what I was saying, that you and Pierre might have to meet and kind of work out how to share that data with the other schools if we're going to be sending out alerts from there. But you would select that list, test, and then you have your call list right here. There you can filter down. So say I want to create a call list only for second graders. I would type in O2, and you'll see under grade level, we have all of our second graders there. Whenever I get it, maybe I want it second and third graders, O2, O3, it'll update there as well. And then you can create a call list from that. Now, whenever we're sending out an alert, yes, ma'am.
Would you show us too how to build a group? Like, for example, in that staff list, if we wanted to build an admin group. So in the staff list, how do I actually go in there and select people? Because so like school level, if they wanted to sort in a different way, like kids who are signed up for after school care or something like that, how would we create that?
Yeah, let me see our staff data.
I might be asking for an ulterior motive because I tried to build one and I couldn't figure it out. And I walked away from the chat. It was after 5. And so I just really want to know how to do that.
Yeah. So I'm going to start here at the district, like I said. So I would we would click into an existing call list. So all staff call list. If we toggle on the select IDs, this is how we're able to kind of avoid these filterings. We can select individual folks and create a call list out of that, or we can send in a one-time alert to them. So you can search the individuals up there, or there's also a feature that we have. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on for y'all. It's called bulk IDs. If you have a list of the teacher ID, you can just essentially copy and paste that in there, and it'll pull up all the folks that you just searched for. And like I said, it would be their teacher ID. So I'll turn that on for you as well. But you can even filter down, I'm not sure what building codes we're at, but, or what school codes go to where, but say for the school code 0012, we want all the folks from there. We can select IDs specifically from there. There's a few different ways to go about it. Now for after school care, I would say, I'm going to actually get out of that. For after school care, all guardian list. I would use that select IDs also.
Yeah. I think that's a good teaser. I think right now, Andres, just that it's available there. And then also, I'm pretty sure, Denton, you remind me, we've linked it where it talks to Synergy, and doesn't it, when students are added, it goes in, or staff is added, it goes in?
Just remember though, until he makes in Synergy the new year, the current year.
Sure.
We're going to still be looking last year
at the old data. Yeah. Okay. But I think you had it where it was merged. And so whenever we give schools permission for access to their kids, they can go in there and select, build groups and all that good stuff.
Kids now, but they would be from last.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's great, Andres. Is there anything else you wanted to show us? I think some of this we're going to have to get in there and play.
Yeah. I mean, especially with like page building, like I said, that really takes some going in and kind of messing around.
Yeah.
You know what? And then for alerts, I think this should, be a follow-up. we can set up
Yeah,
to make sure that each school has their own data shared with them, because I think currently we don't have it that way. And then once we have that data all sorted out, we can get whoever is going to be sending out these alerts, we can do a training with them and kind of go through step by step the process where we just focus on alerts. Because there's a lot of things that we can do with it. We can set up recurring alerts for attendance or negative lunch balances, things like that. The analytics tab is where we'll view kind of each alert that we send out, and if there are issues, if people didn't get it, we can investigate in this tab. But yeah, just we can go through how to create call lists, kind of best practices for using it.
that's perfect. Okay, good deal.
All right. Are there any other questions from anyone in the room or you